On a trail we go, for who do we know? At all is one is not, for you not know me at all? Or is it my face that is any better than the words I speak? Because I sound confused, does it really mean I am confused? I'm running on a time bomb here, the way it works. Okay? The information comes in, I take it, I use it. I'm a regular human being like everybody else, only because I just had this comment that said, hey man, where are you from? You're talking so weird. We all come from different places. I decided to talk differently because when I talk like this, it's me. I really don't want to go fast. I want to go slow. I want to go fast enough so I don't get stuck in the snow. So I continue on. The Sanskrit of the Mayan, okay, those are little rollers on the outside. The actuality of that picture, and I'm not looking at it right now, is that in order to create anything, you have to understand where the originality came from, the creation. And it makes no difference to me whether you show me a line, whether you show me a letter, it doesn't matter. Okay? There's a formality to it. If it only happened once, it would be unique. So when we would use it, we would understand the situation forever. Like we didn't hear time bomb. So if you didn't know what a time bomb was, you wouldn't react in any other way than what's a time bomb. As far back as we go in the past, and remember, we can never change what we have done, but we can change what we might do. We run a cycle. The cycle goes like this. Abba, Abba, Ima, Ima, you just created me, ABC. Then you're a D child. Delta corner. You got your own space. You got your own room. 6 and 4, 10 years old. But you can't be 10 because then you'd be sitting on a corner. And all corners are occupied but one. Free parking is number 21. Visiting jail is number 11. Go is number 1. But go to jail pointing towards go back to free parking is actually number 31. You cannot sit on that corner. There is no 101 on that corner. There is not a connect on that corner. So you must start at 9 or you must start at 11. You must start at 10 and you must, 10 and 11 in this situation if you're starting from go. I'm counting everything from go. You have to start from everything from the beginning. So now what I'm going to go on to is, I wrote something down. Here it is. Here it is. Don't go away. This is the way the 7th inning stretch would be to me. Now, I don't know the song, but I'm going to look it up. So we're going to sing the song, and then I'm going to tell you why we have the 7th inning stretch. 7th inning stretch. And enter. There we go. I stretched it all out. You understand what the stretch is all about? The long arm of God. The long arm from center field. Okay? The long arm of God. And it says over here, there is no certain date when the tradition began, but the practice gained exceptional notoriety from the broadcaster Harry Carey. Carey would sing the song to himself in the broadcast booth during the stretch while a play-by-play announcer for the Chicago White Sox. After hearing him sing one day, White Sox owner Bill Veeck Jr., the family baseball promoter, had Carey's microphone turned on so that the ballpark can hear him sing. When Harry Carey moved into the Chicago Cubs broadcast booth, he continued to practice sparkling what was to become a Cub tradition by regularly leading the crowd into singing the song in every 7th inning stretch. Since his death, the Cubs have invited various celebrities to sing the crowd during the stretch, including James Belushi, John Cusack, Mike Ditka, Michael J. Fox, Bill Murray, Dan Patrick, Ozzy Osbourne, Eddie Vedder, Mr. T, and Billy Corgan. When Nelly sang the song, he famously shouted, "Let's go get some lunch." At the conclusion, he misunderstood the popular cheer, "Let's go get some runs," when the celebrity singer often uses to end her song. Instead of lunch, it's runs. So the song does not go like this. I will just jump back into this, and I will tell you what this is all about. In life, on the telephone keypad that you have, okay, you must look at the formation. That is the formation of creation. It is one box which is created by small short lines which either are on an angle, which will make creation and create the dice, or they will be straight lines that connect to create the exterior of a cube, making the first cube and the first part of space flat, just like Columbus said. It's not me. It's not me. But in space, just like in the oceans, we needed some stability. So what they said, we're going to swing. We're going to get the natural swing. So they took 2 iron rods. Okay? Now figure this. The ocean's down, they're on top, just floating. They drop the rods and weld them together at the point. And now the air is pushing on this angle because the rods went from here, but they touched over here. It came from the outside 1 and 3 to touch at area number 2. Now they're balanced in the sky. Now that's the first part of the pyramid. But before they had the square, they had the triangle. Well, they couldn't have 2 lines because they'd be going the other way. If they had the 2 lines this way, they'd be crossing. And you'd be just like on a helicopter, flying away in a 7th inning stretch. He set up the pyramids in space, but we're not going to tell you how they get down to Earth and how Earth floated. When the rains came for Noah, that wasn't any rain. That was setting up the rest of the world. Pyramids that landed in every single place of every single kind. Some were iceberg pyramids, like the iceberg lettuce. Some were blown off by the sands of time. Some were made to rest in time. Some were made to rest in peace. Some were made to sink to the Baltic. Because with the Baltic, okay, and the Mediterranean, imagine this. This is the Baltic. This is the Mediterranean. The only way for them to touch is for those 2 hands somehow to touch without passing your head. So you touch your head, and they go right through your head. And then what happens from there, okay, through the Suez Canal and the Nile River in that area, that's why it's so famous, all that stuff, okay? Once it gets here, it starts going this way, in front of you. So it went all around this way, for the Mediterranean and the Baltic Sea, and now it hit your nose here, right near where Israel is. That's why the pyramids are so important right now, and the uranium and all that stuff, because it's for communications with the outside world, okay? And it goes around this way. That same design, okay, is also a baseball design. The only reason I cannot go complete, it has to go all around the world and then back under my feet. I can't go through my body unless it comes through the sunlight, unless I breathe it, unless I hear it, unless I manipulate my mind to go and look for it. So I'm going to tell you about the 7th inning and what goes on. You make the call. There's no one on. They just come into the park. They sing the song, the national anthem, NNA, North America, NA, the passage of the angels. Well, you do know that the angels must pass with A. Well, for sure. Well, you see, angel R, who's 666, 18, and the other way to get him is with an L and an F is the 12th letter, and the 6th letter, 126, okay, which is part of baseball also, which is Abba, Ima, and the face. It's a fab. F-A-B. 126. 126 is 9. So we start like this. Come up to the 7th inning. The first team went up, and they were out 27 times. And they were out 21 times. They played 7 parts of their inning. The home team came up 6 times. If it's going to be their stretch, they may as well stretch during their inning. Otherwise, it's the bottom of the 8th, and it'll be the 8th inning stretch. So the home team comes up and they all strike out in the bottom of the sixth, and they played 6 innings and have 18 outs. The 21 outs of the first team and the 18 outs of the second team total 39, which is a square. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 by 3 is 27. 27 by 3 is the 81 worlds. 9 by 9. So we now squared off the first part of the game along with the outs. Now, they played 13 innings. One of them played 7, the other played 6. That's 13. 39, okay, in which comes from 21 and 18, is 13, 13, and 13. Letter M, letter M, letter M, and 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 M. 3 and 9, 27, is the 2 worlds of 7. I will get to that number after. But if you count, okay, 21 outs, and the 7th inning by the first one is the letters T and H, and that means the heaven of time, or time heaven, E-A-R-T-H, the T-H. Anytime you see T-H. 13th, 4th, 8th, 9th, 15th, 30. No, 4th don't got it. 5th don't got it either. Nothing starts until you get after 5th. In fact, really nothing starts until you hit the age of 13, but I'll explain that one later, because you get there pretty quick. Because the game has to start -9 +9. And if you get a roll of 2 on the dice, because the other side of the corner, well, that's 11. 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, if you start for every corner. But every corner has a 1 on it, an angel spirit. So now, the home team has 18 outs and 6 innings. It's 24. Well, that's the letter for X. 2 and 4 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 and 4 is 6 man. 2 times 4 is 8 to heaven. 8 and 6 is 14. The angel passage, AD, only came after Christ, you know. Couldn't come before because Christ had to come first. It was only after Christ. Christ Almighty. How much time do you think it took between then and now that the time of the Christ is coming? You think there was an interference? You think there was a change of schedule? You think it's on schedule? Well, let me go back to the 7th inning stretch. Oh, the chickens are holding up high. No wonder they're stretching out their chest. We've got setups here on our chest like the chicken. Always crowing all the time. So now you got 2.5 more innings for one team and 3 innings for the other. 5.5, 5.5, 55, the passing zone. So you played 7 and 6, or the spirit of 76, which is 13. You've completed the first 13 moons, which ends up on 364 days. Now that we're on 364 days, we still have 1.5 days, and there's not 1.5 on a dice. So you have to get the minimum of 2. Okay? Anyways, let me get back to the last 3 innings in which Team A, the visitors, get 6 outs, and they play 2 innings. 6 and 2 is 8, plus the 28 they had is a total of 36. 3 by 6 is 18, equals 666. 18, the letter R. The sound of the letter R comes from the letter A. I've got Alpha Omega, Ronald. The A is 1. The A carries the R through the passage, and the passage itself is the O. So the minute you go through it, you've been owed. Annexed. Because you became 6 from the 18 race is 24. 7, 8, and 9. 8 is in between the 2, taking up position because it's black on roulette. And it connects one story up to 6 and 4, which connects back to 2. All it does is zoop. So now here comes some more results. The results are in. After 7 innings of one team and 6 of the other, one of the teams has had 21 outs and 7 innings is 28. Otherwise than that, if I split them up, the total number of outs is 39. And 39 for the other team. The total innings played is 7 and 6. The total equals 78 plus 13, 91. In 4 suits in the deck of cards, there is 91 points, adding the ace up, the king as ace 1 and king 13 equals 91. 4 times 91 equals to 13 moons or 364 days. 1, 9 is the spirit, the 9 is the birth. Spirit comes within the birth, creating the 10, the heir to life. When I say the heir to life, it also sounds like royalty, the heir to life. But when I say the air in French, it is the ER, the emergency room, the air we breathe, but in other languages it means other things. So we have to understand the entrance, the E-pass. In order to repeat the E, we have to go to number 32 on roulette. If we were playing it on Monopoly, I think it would be on number 31. Okay? And 31 is go to jail. Now I just figured that one out. You see, the more I talk, the more I know. If I stop talking, it's terrible. It's not good for me to stop talking because I just keep knowing things that I don't know I know. Simple, stupid little things that come back to piecing games of life that we take no note of, but we still count the pitches. My phone is ringing. I'm sorry, I have to call you right back. I'm really sorry. So we don't take these things. So anyways, we have 91, right? Now the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, with one team 6 outs and the other team 9 outs, because one team played 3 from the 7th inning stretch, 7, 8, and 9. The other team has 9 outs. 9 and 6 is 15, or 9 and 6 is a turn me over, baby, and let's go. We recreate our own self. 96. It's the highest you can go, getting 15. The letter O is also the 15th letter. The 1, the 5, and the 15. The 5 is 2 times, okay? I just wrote this down somewhere. The 5, I don't know where I put it. I wrote down some good stuff. Anyways, the 5, okay, is a 2 dice like this and a 2 dice like this. So it's 2 times B and 1 times A. 2 times B is 4, and 1 times A, it goes in the center. Do you follow me? So we're going to get back to the baseball here. So we had 91. Now, because of the last 6 outs and 9 outs, it's 15 and 15 is 30. 91 and 30 equals 121. 121 equals 11 times 11 equals 121, and it's on May 1st. We had 4 years, and on the 4th year, it happens at the end of April 30th, because in that month of that year, of that leap year, instead of the 91st day being April Fool's Day at the same time, but it becomes the 92nd day because of the leap year. We have no more 28 days in February. We now have 29. 2 and 9 again. In which on the 14th was Valentine's Day because of the passage. Don't you understand? 1 is the 1 dot. 2 is the extremities. And the boar, the hole in the center. The pig, the boar that screws everything. And the female connects to everything. He bores a hole into number 2. There's no passage in her yet. He's just got a cube. He took his center. Okay, he made 2 sides on it. He held on. He went through the center. I know it's still a hard understanding. You're going to have to, it's the dice, it's the cards. You want to go play chess? I'll tell you about the pieces. I just looked at it for 5 minutes, and I can tell you all the pieces. But let me finish about the baseball game here, okay? So at the end of this partial that I got to you was 121, except there was one thing I didn't add here. I didn't add the 3 and 2 innings to 5. So if I add 3 and 2 innings to 5, it equals to 126. A, B, F. Do you remember what I told you before? Father, mother, and the child. F, number 6, 3 and 3. Let's say it's the Christ. Saying it that way, 1, 2, and 6. If we add 1, 2, and 6, it equals 9. If we add 1 and 9, it equals 10. It equals 1. Now at the bottom, I did something else. At the same time in this game that all of this was going on, okay, both teams had 27 outs. Both teams played 9 innings. Both teams received 27 pitches. And both teams had 27 men who came to the plate. We're not counting the on-deck circle. Because in the on-deck circle, when the third man is up, sometimes he's got to just go back to the dugout. He was just a point, what? Where was he standing after the dugout? -1. Then he became the batter. Then he was on base. Then he scored a run. It counted for 4, so he hit a home run, a grand slam, 3 men before him. So anyways, I add up these numbers. 27 is 54. 52 weeks and 2 weeks vacation. 52 cards in the deck and 2 jokers. 27 is 54. And 9 is 18. Total, 54, 64, 72. Again, 7 and 2 is 9. The 2 worlds of 7 and 7. The pig is Jupiter. She's got to connect everywhere. She's coming in and she's going out, but she's okay because that's our baby home. That's where good old Lord is hanging out. But he might be on one of the spaceships now. Planet X, Nibiru. I'm not sure what's planned next. I didn't read the Bible, but I know it's hidden somewhere. Somebody wrote a movie about it somewhere because it all comes from where the movie began, up in space. So now we have 54, 72, okay? We have 72. Now the question is, okay, there's another 14 I had to get coming here, and I didn't know where it was, so I'm going to leave that out. But now if you do both teams, okay, if you do both teams, 54 pitches for 54 outs for 9 innings, okay, and 9 innings for the other team, and then you add on the 9 innings only for the total game that it had, not separated at all because the score would go under the game. At the end, it's just a total. T-O-T-O-A-L. 2, 1, 5, or 2, 6. 1, 5, 2. I mean, it's all the same thing. It's actually ones and zeros. The game's over. That's all the total is. It's all Chinese to us. We just know how to read it now. So as we have all of this, I added it up. It comes out to 108. Same thing, 54, 54. 10, 8 is the Jack, the J letter, and the H. Heaven. J heaven. If you add up the innings in the totality, in this scenario, it comes out to 126. 6 and 2 and 1 is 9. If I add 9 more to it, because the game is complete, it becomes a whole, and now it goes into the standings. Now we got another scenario. How many GBLs are they out? G and B and L. Well, hey, that's cool, man. Because the letters mean both things. Minus and plus. Balance it out. Which side is it on? And then find the distance between where you are and where it is, and you'll know exactly more or less where it is. As long as you find a point in between, you know you're halfway there. Total is 135. 1 spirit for the 3 creation of 5. You know why 5? Because 5 and 9 are the percentage sign on your keyboard, and 9 and 5 are 9 to 5. In the letter count, each letter to letter equal the same thing, 42 each. 4 and 2 is 6, 66 if you want to reverse it. The other one I got, there was another total I got, okay, in which was a single count. 27 outs, 9 innings, 27 pitches, 27 men came to the plate. The total, 81. 9 innings, total 90. Plus 27, because of the offense and the defense, totals 117. Because while the offense was up, hitting, the other team was out in the field. I mean, you're actually doing something, but you're doing it half on one side and half on the other side. Or you're actually playing a whole inning in baseball. Otherwise, there's no other team on the field. What do you think? So in this scenario here, 1, 3, and 5, 1, 3, and 5 is 9. Again, a birth. 1, 3, and 5, the first letter, the third letter, the fifth letter, A, C, E. Oh, I got my electronic air conditioning on. The angel of the sky. The ace in the hole. One of the reasons I'm suspecting it's the ace in the hole, because the ace is a bar between its legs, and it won't let the hole close on us. Not until the end. And I'm supposing the holes are between our ears and our things that are caved in over here. So we did this whole thing on baseball now, and this is not even half of it. Because now they sang the song. Sing it a song about what? It's going to tell us something else about the baseball game, because the baseball game says the pitcher's got to throw the ball. Now, when you go 0-0 at the end of ninth inning, you're guaranteed the 10th. And you're guaranteed two sides of the 10th, because when the home team comes up the plate and they're losing, they're coming up the plate. And they ain't winning because they went into the 10th. Otherwise, the game be over. What do you think? Should I get into football? I'm going to do another episode of football. How come the point score is the way it is? I'm going to tell you the story the way it actually can be. You will have to decide. You will make judgment upon the judgment I have made upon the actual those who have chosen the score for the score, but what for the reason. I will tell you the reason, and you will see justice, because I only want to speak if justice is for fourth. Because fourth is good, fourth is one. Raphael, 7286. Why is 4-1? You're in the center of this book. You got each corner. Coming in from the other side is God's Spirit. You're living the rest of the way, wrapped around the earth. Simple as that. Everyone is 1 for 1, and God is 1 for 1. God is 1 for 5 for 1. He's got to go on both sides of us. Oh, just like in Monopoly. Oh my God. In Monopoly, okay. I don't know if you call it the rook, oh, let me take a look at my book. No, I'm going to do this after. Raphael 7286.